Hello, welcome. In this short video, let us look at the proof for central limit theorem. The theorem basically states that for a sum of n independent and identically distributed random variables xi, the sum Sn defined as I equal to 1 to n xi, where xi are IID and the mean of xi is equal to mu of any one of the random variables is mu, and the variance is equal to sigma square. Then the standardized form of Sn, that is Zn equal to Sn minus n into mu divided by sigma into square root of n, that is the standardized form of this sum, will follow a standard normal distribution. That is, it's especially as n tends to infinity. That is, as limit n tends to infinity, probability of Zn less than or equal to small z is given by the cumulative distribution function of the standard normal distribution, that is standard normal PDF, that is 1 by square root of 2 pi into integral minus infinity to z e power minus u squared by 2 du. So this is the central limit theorem, that is the standardized form of the sum of n independent random variables. Basically will approach a normal or Gaussian distribution, a standard Gaussian distribution, as the number of the random variables go to infinity. That is basically as the number of observations go to infinity, the standardized sum basically becomes a normal random variable. So in order to prove this, let us start with the characteristic function of this Zn, which is defined as phi Zn of omega is equal to expectation of e power j omega Zn. So this is the definition of a characteristic function, and this is equal to, by using the definition of Zn as Sn minus n mu by sigma into square root of n, we have expectation of e power j omega into Sn minus n into mu divided by sigma into square root of n. And now using Sn is equal to the sum of n independent random variables, that is summation I equal to 1 to n xi, we have expectation of e power j omega into 1 by sigma into square root of n summation I equal to 1 to n xi minus mu. And this is true because n mu is equal to summation of I equal to 1 to n of mu. Basically rewriting the exponent of a sum as product of exponents, that is we have expectation of product I equal to 1 to n e power j omega into xi minus mu by sigma into square root of n. This is true because e power summation I equal to 1 to n of sum yi is equal to product of I equal to 1 to n e power yi. So by using this formula, we get this expression. Now by using the theorem that for n independent random variables, the characteristic function of the sum is equal to, that is phi of z of omega is equal to phi x of omega whole power n when x's are independent of each other and z is a sum of xi's. Then by using this theorem, we have this becomes expectation of e power j omega into xi minus mu divided by sigma into square root of n whole power n. Basically expectation of this product becomes nth power of this expectation by using this theorem. Now this is equal to, assuming this is theta, by expanding e power theta, we have 1 plus expectation of 1 plus j omega into xi minus mu divided by sigma into square root of n plus j omega whole square divided by 2 factorial into xi minus mu whole square by sigma square into n, and the rest of the terms can be denoted as r of omega, that is higher order terms of omega, and we also have power n. Basically we use the expansion for e power theta, Taylor series expansion for e power theta. So by using this expansion, and for higher values omega, we can easily ignore the higher order terms. So we have expectation of 1 plus j omega into expectation of xi minus mu divided by sigma into square root of n minus omega square divided by 2 into expectation of xi minus mu whole square by n into sigma square, and by ignoring the higher order terms. and we are left with power n. We also have power n. And clearly this is expectation of xi minus omega is the central moment and is equal to 0, and central first moment which is equal to 0, and this is the variance. So we are left with 1 minus omega square by 2n, and since these two values cancel each other, we are left with 1 minus omega square by 2n power n. So this is the value of the characteristic function of the standardized sum of the n independent values, that is Zn. Therefore, we have phi Zn of omega is equal to approximately equal to 1 minus omega square divided by 2n power n. Now we want to calculate the value in the limit as n tends to infinity. This phi Zn of omega is equal to limit as n tends to infinity 1 minus omega square divided by 2n power n. And this is by definition equal to e power minus omega square divided by 2. So let's call this equation 1. It is limit as n tends to infinity. The characteristic function of the sum of the standardized sum Zn of omega is equal to e power minus omega square by 2. Now we will use this result in order to prove the central limit theorem. Now starting with the left hand side, that is the probability definition, we have the limit, that is limit n tends to infinity, probability that Zn is less than or equal to z should be equal to, by definition, limit as n tends to infinity, integral minus infinity to z fz n of u of du, fz n of u du. But by definition, fz n of z is equal to the inverse Fourier transform of the characteristic function. Limit, so this becomes limit n tends to infinity, integral minus infinity to z inverse Fourier transform of the characteristic function, that is phi Zn of omega du. But we just proved that the phi Zn of omega as n tends to infinity is equal to e power minus omega square by 2. So by using that relation, that is we have integral minus infinity to z f inverse of limit n tends to infinity phi Zn of omega du. Now by using the result 1, that is the equation 1, we have limit integral minus infinity to z f inverse of e power minus omega square divided by 2 du. Fourier transform of e power minus u square divided by 2 into 1 by square root of 2 pi, a standard Gaussian PDF, is equal to e power minus omega square divided by 2. So by using this definition, we have a inverse Fourier transform of e power minus omega square by 2 is equal to the standard normal PDF. So by substituting this result here, we have this becomes integral minus infinity to z 1 by square root of 2 pi into e power minus u square by 2 du, which is nothing but the right hand side of the central limit theorem. Therefore, so for n independent random variables, the standardized sum basically approaches a standard normal random variable as n becomes n reaches infinity. Thanks for watching.